was the place to go. Hello.
Hola. Guess who got her account back? Guess who got her account back? Me. Guess who added her YouTube to her link tree? Hi, y'all. That was crazy. That was crazy. We back. Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Back. Shrimpy. Exactly. Left us up. Shrimpy. What's going on?
Hello?
Hello? Yes? Hello?
Oh, one sec.
Why am I echoing?
Oh, sorry. I had to do something real quick. So wait, I wanted to come up here and say you've low-key got a mommy voice. Like,
I have a what?
a mommy voice.
Oh. Okay.
Like, it's so soothing.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, why do you think it's not okay to use slurs?
Because I believe in linguistic reclamation. I don't think that other people should be participating in the dehumanization of marginalized communities. That's why I don't think it's okay to say slurs. That wasn't a yawn. I don't think that was a yawn, y'all. I don't think that was a yawn, y'all. I don't think that was a yawn. No, I don't want to battle. Stop. Oh, I think it's the same group of people. Who's Hannah? Bro, I think it's the same group of people. Leela, you kind of sound like, your background sounds like, Gordon's background.
Hello. Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Reasoner.
Nice to meet you. So to go on your prompt, why do you think it's okay to use slurs? So I don't necessarily think it's okay. Well, I definitely don't think it's okay to use slurs, but I also think I just got to be realistic and understand this is the internet and people are going to say stupid things. And like, I can't have an emotional response every single time because it's the internet, innit? So that's what I think. I think, yeah, people shouldn't, but they're gonna, so you can't be emotional every time they do.
I don't necessarily argue that people don't use slurs today. I'm arguing why should they? Or why do people think it's okay to use slurs?
Because
I know it happens, and I don't necessarily have an emotional reaction, especially if somebody says the N-word. I like genuinely. I feel like it's they're not creative with their racism. But it's specifically why should it be okay or why is it okay?
I think a big part of it is because they're behind the screen. Like, I'm a little bit older, so I'm in my 30s. Like, you couldn't just, when I was growing up, if you was going to say something absolutely ridiculous, you either had to have the ability to defend it or to run fast. I think that this little bit of anonymity has just got people saying mad things they're never going to say to a man's face, ever. Like, ever. It's not going to happen. So I also think it's that. I think it's technology is enabling people to be worse. Unfortunately.
I agree. I think that people can be emboldened because there won't be any physical consequence, but I would just say that they want to do it anyway.
Yeah, no, I
And so I'm wondering, I
1000%
guess, like,
agree with
why
that.
do you think the desire is there?
I agree with that. I don't disagree with that. I think maybe my statement was more, I was making a comment on the occurrence. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I think that discrimination and stuff existed way before the internet. And I just meant that people weren't being so flagrant.
No, I agree
You know
with
what I
your
mean?
point. Yeah, no, I agree with your point. But why is the desire still there? I guess is the
Do you know what?
question.
Maybe I'm being a little bit generous here, yeah, but this is just a question. Sometimes, like, I've met certain people online who I think they're just trying to be shocking. Like, I don't think that they necessarily are fully dedicated to this ideology. They just, I'm not meant to say it, so I'm gonna say it.
I mean, I'm
No.
sure there's trolls, but no, I disagree. I think people absolutely mean what they say when they use slurs.
Yes, and I think like regardless of them, yeah, so I think like regardless of them trolling or not, they're still engaging in the dehumanization of a whole group of people and disrespect as well. So the very act of them like demeaning or insulting or devaluing people is violent.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. It is, but yeah, no, it is. The thing is, guys, I think the only difference really in my perspective is I agree with everything that you guys are saying. It's just that I'm just not. I'm really pride myself on not reacting to it because number one, it's hard for me because it just happens so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're playing online and people realize you're
I
black,
mean, sure.
I'm just like,
I can understand what you're saying, but like I pride myself on not having the desire to do it.
yeah, I hear it. Yeah, okay. I mean, and that's good. But I guess maybe because I'm black, these things get directed at me quite a bit, yeah? So I
Right. I mean, and I don't understand white people who want to
leave it.
argue all the time about using the N-word. Like, I have absolutely zero desire.
Yeah, no, that one's crazy. So can I say
And so
Go
I'm
ahead.
wondering what the underlying motivation is, obviously they're still, upholding white supremacy. And I would say intentionally so.
So I'll tell you a really I think is an interesting anecdote. I was living in South Korea at the time, and
Oh, really? Where?
Seoul.
Oh, I was in Seoul too. Where were you? Where were you at?
Well, you was living there.
I've traveled. I've visited there for more than a month.
Word. So I was down by Gangnam for a bit.
Oh,
Back then, like
okay.
Bundang, but then I came up and I was in like Hapjeong, like Mako, like one stop out from Hongdae.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was out there. I was outside, but like the point being is,
I was in,
what were
I
you?
don't know if you know the Hanguk University for Foreign Studies.
Of course.
It was not that far. Yeah, it was near Dongdaemun. That's where I was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dongdae Moon Market on the Saturdays. The fabrics you can get there are outrageous. I used to love going Dongdae Moon. I'd go there and design clothes from there.
Yeah, and to be fair, I actually liked Hongdae more than I liked Itaewon. Itaewon was a bit.
Oh, I hit one. Listen, I had to go Itaewon because that's where I had to go get my hair cut in it. So
True, true, true.
I had
Yeah.
to, but in terms of a vibe, no, Hongdae's way. It's not even a competition, is it?
Right, especially like the nightlife and stuff like that. I personally feel like
Oh,
Hongdae is much better than Itaewon is, but anyway, sorry, got distracted a bit. Continue.
it's cool, man. So what I was gonna say is, so what happened is I bought some beers and I went to my friend, who I hate having to mention the ethnicity people in stories. It just sounds a bit weird and tacky, but I feel like I have to for the sake of this. My homie's Korean. I've gone to him with some beers, yeah, and I was like, "Here, come, man, grab one." And he was like, "Oh," he said, "You are all use the racial slur out," referring to the fact that my beers that I'd got were all Asian, yeah. Now, despite the fact that he said that, I assure you, there's no part of my world that felt upset or left out that I was not going to use a slur to refer to my favorite beers that I'd bought. I did not feel like I had the right to. I didn't feel like I wanted to. I didn't feel this deep yearning need. And like, because I've been on the other end, I do sometimes wonder, like, why are you so sad that you can't use this? And I think my personal theory, I think it's just entitlement. I don't even think that they really want to uphold that badness. In my head, I think some of them do, but for some of them, it's like, but you can say it. Why can't I say it? And it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, do you know what? Again, sorry to say, the last thing I'll say is to put a nuance on this point. The reality of it is that it's not. I think sometimes they think that it's like all black people, like rappers are the emperors of black people, and it's like, no. What happens is some people use that word. A lot of black people don't want anybody using that word, but it happens anyway because we're not a monolith. And so it occurs. But that whole like, why can't I say it is like, I don't think I can be around people like that, man. I can't. It's too much. It's too much, man. Yeah.
Okay. Are you the type of people who like makes excuses for like Koreans when they are like bigoted or anti-black?
I mean, I contextualize it for what it is. Does that mean I'm making an excuse?
How do you contextualize it?
Well, I just see it as, I think I contextualize it in the sense of that I just understand that it's a deeply homogenous society. Like, I'm not going to sit there and place, like, I live in England, obviously. We have a very complicated history here. They ran around and done whatever they were doing to half of the world. Then we were invited here after fighting with them in World War and this and that. And we were like, all of these complicated nuances. Somebody being ignorant, yeah, towards me in that context, considering that, you know, as I said, my great grandfather fought for the country, all of that. I think that is a really different thing, actually, yeah, to somebody who really has literally never met anybody who was not Korean. Forget color, forget any of that. Like, they've never met a Chinese person, they've never met a Filipino person. They just not met anyone that's not Korean, and then they're a little bit like, oh, they might say or do something slightly dumb. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my, like, I don't know, man. I'm not
I mean, they
trying to.
have, yeah. So
Yeah.
the reason as to why I would not like make excuses is because they literally claim to have like the fastest internet in the world, and also like a lot of times like they tend to sometimes not say offensive things in front of black people. Like, for example, when was it, like in the 80s or the 90s, I think? When was this? When was Olympics in South Korea? Hold on.
That's crazy that you know that
What
off
do you
the
mean,
top of your
Winter
head.
Olympics or normal Olympics?
Was it like in the 90s, I
I think
think?
it might have been the 80s still, because I know there was a World Cup in 2002.
1988. Yeah,
Yeah.
Summer Olympics. So when the Summer Olympics were there was like this huge controversy because they dressed up as this character called Mikol, I think, which is
Hmm.
like basically like a character in blackface. But then they chose not to dress up like that in front of like the Nigerian team, I think. So they chose not to go in blackface in front of the Africans, but chose to go in blackface like when the Africans weren't there. And so they knew even back in the 80s that doing that would be offensive to Africans, but they still did it like not in the vicinity of Africans. Also, when it comes to like making fun of accents, I have seen like a lot of Koreans who even when they do travel out, they get mad that people make fun of like their accents or the way that they speak English or another language or the way that they look. So they do understand these things, but they just do them, yes, you can say out of ignorance, but I wouldn't necessarily give them that much lenience, especially when they're profiting off of black people. Like K-pop as a whole was literally built off of black culture, right? So
Hmm.
if they're profiting off of black people, I don't necessarily give them the pass, in my opinion, to be bigoted.
But I mean, I hope what I'm saying doesn't come across like I'm giving anybody the pass to be bigoted.
No, no, I know, I know.
I'm just,
I mean, I don't police anyone but white people.
I'm just contextualizing it. Like I'm just being real with you, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it is the same as people. Like not okay. Let me be very clear on what I'm saying here, right? Obviously we know that there ain't nobody alive who's ever enslaved or done no craziness, yeah. But I'm saying there is where there's not that context of that particular thing happening between that there is say between me and an English person, there's a very complicated history between me and an English person. Yeah. There is not that same level of complication between me and a Korean. So even if they both say something stupid, there isn't this well of deep historical pain towards me as someone of Jamaican heritage to hit me with. It's just like, bro, come on, man, pattern up, stop being dumb. It doesn't. I think the context is different, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if Korea if we'd had that same complicated history with Korea, maybe I'd view it differently, but we haven't. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I say all that. Obviously, like if you've grown up in Seoul and you're below a certain age, you get me. You can't be stupid. Like just pattern up in it. Don't be dumb. Like do better. Do better. I feel you. I'm not trying to say we infinitely infantilize. What's the word? You know what I'm talking about? Well, we infantilize. I'm not trying to make Koreans out to be kids in it. Like they're stupid. They're clearly not. I'm not saying that. But I
Do
just think,
realize that like
yeah, context.
Koreans are like very, very colorist towards other Asian people.
Facts.
Uh
I do know that.
yeah, my parents, for example, like I know this is anecdotal, but like they're very like colorist towards like people that are darker skinned Pacific Islanders. Like for example, like and this is like you can observe this when you go to like to Korea as well as I mean, why do you think that like Korea is known as like the plastic surgery capital of the world? Like even within my own family, my mom and my two older sisters got plastic surgery because they didn't like the features that they were born with as an Asian person, as a Korean person.
Okay, if you've done my mouth,
Yeah.
did they go for the whole double eyelid?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
they all three of them do. Yeah. So it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? And again, bro, this is what I try to because I don't know if you picked up, but I lived there for a while, yeah. And this is what I'm trying to explain to people. I'm like, bro, like you have to understand, like there's a nuance to all of this because I would argue, as like a British speaking, like clearly English accent, a clear Westerner, I could potentially get treated better than say somebody from Southeast Asia. Like the it's not as simple as you are black, so we don't like you. There's so much complications in it, and in a very homogenous society, half of the issue is that you're just different.
No, I wouldn't like give the pass towards Korean people. I think that's just like um it enforces like this terrible stereotype of uh like people with darker skin in Korean society is like inherently dirty. Because like there are like for example, there are like half Black and Korean people in Korea,
For
like
sure.
that were born there, and they get continuously bullied because of the color of their skin, even though they speak fluent like Hanguk. Uh, yeah, so like it definitely needs to be pushed back upon. There is like a growing diverse population there.
Yeah, but again, right, I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to be, but I'm saying that
But
in
this
all fair,
also, I'm so sorry.
can I say one thing really,
Mhm.
really quickly? I was going to say, I'm not trying to say that. Of course, we all know that it's going to be black people are going to a black person's going to have a worse time in one of these situations than a white person. That's clear, yeah. But what I'm saying is to put it into context. I know people who have got kids there who are like white and Korean in the public school system, not in international school, and they get bullied too. Like I genuinely like I know kids who got bullied because they had an asthma pump. Yeah. I honestly think that just being different in any way is a little bit more tricky. Like I'm not trying to nullify all of it, but I'm trying to just explain that please that nobody have the idea that as long as you're not black, that everything's simple for you in Korea, because it's not. It's not what's
I
going.
mean,
I don't believe that.
I mean, like, I mean, we can look at this in like America too. Like, how did the word model minority come into play? Like, where do you know who that was made by,
Was it?
or like when that
I
was
know.
made by?
Was it not forced on? Was it something? I know something to do with like Asian Americans. Like, oh, look how they thrive and whatnot.
So like yeah, it was made in the night. It was made in like 1965, I believe, when there was a legislation that was passed where they reversed a legislation that was passed in the 1920s, where it literally banned Asian people from entering in the country. And during that time, this white sociologist coined the term the model minority to use Asian people against Black and brown people. So it's a dangerous like way to like not acknowledge and not push against it. Like my parents are like very racist towards the Black and brown community,
Yeah,
for
I'm sure,
example.
bro.
So you,
Sorry,
like
go
yeah,
ahead.
and when I was growing up, I grew up Catholic, and they a lot of them were very racist. And so you can see how it has like uh, went into other like Asian communities in general. Yeah.
I mean, guys. I just want to be like I've faced again. Like I've obviously I lived there for like just under 2 years. Did I ever face any racism living in Korea? Obviously, but again, like weird things. Like how can I say? For me to get a taxi was easier. Like people in London, for me to get a taxi, especially in certain neighborhoods, they're not pulling over for me, bruv. I could blatantly wave down the taxi in Seoul and it wasn't a big deal. Like the amount of people, like even though people are, oh, you're black, da, 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 the amount of people who like knew me once they got to know me were like, oh, like, you know, like coworkers, oh, I'm gonna go on this date with my niece. Oh my gosh, you look so or whatever it is. Like there were loads of I got told so many compliments and people were really helpful and really nice to me. And I was invited in and I was welcomed, yeah, in so many situations, yeah. And I'm black. I'm not telling you that then equals there's no racism. I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you as a pretty well-traveled person, yeah, let me put this. I at no point let's just be blunt here. No disrespect to anyone from these countries. If I'm going Poland, I need to watch myself because people are clearly on the neo stuff. Not all of them, but those movements are big, flagrant, open, blatant, and people aren't going to give me a weird look. They're just going to assault me or attempt to assault me, and that is for loads of Eastern Europe. Yeah, loads of it. Yeah, if I'm in America, I've got to worry. You know, if I'm in America, I'd be quite concerned that the police, until they hear my accent, might be quite willing to pew me. Yeah, like the threat of physical danger, yeah, to me for being black is extremely low in Korea. Extremely low. So that is possibly why I have this mentality of like people will say stupid things.
Wait, have you visited other parts of Korea?
I mean, I went to Daegu and I went to Busan,
But you went to Busan?
yeah,
Okay.
I went to Busan. But I'm saying, bro, regardless of whatever other stuff exists, there's no way that you are telling me, and I mean this nicely, bro. There's no possible way that Korea has a bigger, more dangerous far right movement, yeah, that will do you something than say Poland. Not happening. Sorry, it's not happening.
They're more like polite racist, I would say.
100%. And
No,
you know what, bro?
listen, and
Polite
I say
racism isn't going to hospitalize
that.
me. It's not going to hospitalize me.
I know. I'm just saying that like it's not, yeah, sure they're not like out there trying to attack you, right? But they are inherently these thinking these things if they're like talking to you, right? Like my parents do the exact same thing when they talk to like people of a darker skin tone, even not even necessarily of the black and brown community.
Sure,
And then
sure, sure.
they'll like and then like when said person leaves, they'll be like they'll like talk to me in Korean and they'll say like all these crazy racist things and like I have to push back against it, bro.
Yeah, that's low-key funny. I shouldn't
Uh,
find it funny. Guys,
it's just
please.
a point. Yeah, it's like I know what you mean by like why you like I do the same thing. I do the same thing. It's not because like I agree with it,
Bro, it's
obviously.
not the same. No,
Uh,
it's not, bro. I
but
don't, and at the
like
end of the day, for what it's worth, sorry. So go
no,
ahead.
but like overall, like the society, like people in South Korea are like overall like socially conservative. You have to realize that like
True.
the two parties are like the equivalent to what is here in America, where like we have the Democrats and the Republicans are essentially like the two wings on the same bird. Like one is more just moderate and one is like more conservative. That's the same thing in Korea. Like the People's Party is like far right, and then which is like I can go on about the history with that, but like no, the two main parties in Korea is conservative. Like
Okay.
it's just no doubt.
And that's and do you know what, bruv? Like at the end of the day, like that's Korea's particular journey. I'm also down with like just having realistic expectations. So, for example, like so to be honest, I'm born in the UK, but I'm first generation. All my family's Jamaican, yeah. So, bro, because of what's happening, I don't know if you're aware, but like basically, uh Jamaica's a very small island, so we have to be quite like we basically survive by having links with other countries, right? So we obviously have the historical links with Britain, but obviously, with America we're so close, traded, but then also now with China, we've got some quite close links actually with China. And like, you know, because of like how can I say, you've basically seen this weird like propaganda come over from America and to kind of try to concern Jamaicans about the advancement of Chinese businesses and interests within the country, right? And what I'm trying to say is that some of the rhetoric, yeah, goes beyond being like, do you know what? This is a big superpower. We're a small island. We have to consider, like like we're a small island. It's a big superpower. I'm a little bit wary of our interactions here. That's logical. Some of that goes beyond that to just being straight up not even anti-Chinese, just anti-East Asian point blank period. Like we're not gonna arrive in a utopia where there is no discrimination in it. So like I don't sorry guys, I know I sound really miserable, but like as somebody who really isn't bigoted, yeah, and I've always not been bigoted, and I used to argue with people about who were bigoted. I've realized, bruv, I can't it's just me and a couple of my friends who are a bit mad and who like running around getting into it with the far right. But we are not normal people. The majority of people ain't thinking like me. So I just have to come up with I just want a realistic, settled outcome of where people can live their lives, where two people can fall in love and they can get married and their families ain't going to be idiots about it. But I can't expect the whole world to share my worldview.
Sure, but it doesn't mean you can't be advantageous towards achieving a larger population that shares same values with you.
A
I think
hundred
that
percent.
like
Sorry, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, that's just what I was saying.
No, because no, and I agree with you, but I think because I understand the way that I look at it, I also try to give, especially when people are a little bit older than me. Like, okay, so I've grown up in London, yeah. So I've grown up in a very, very multicultural environment, yeah. Very, very multicultural, like multicultural, multi-faith, and not like we're in this neighborhood, like we all are in the same school, we're all neighbors, everything, yeah. So with that being said, I realize the reason, part of the reason why I look at the world why I do is because of the environment that I've grown up in and what is normal to me. I'm not expecting other people to. So when I meet people who are older than me, who've grown up in environments that are not so diverse, where they're not getting such a wide array of ideas and experiences, I give them a bit of grace. And even if they say something and they might word it a little bit weird, I try to listen to the message of what is it they're actually trying to say. And even if they do say something that's a bit mad, I'm going, why are they saying that? But I try not to get fixated on people saying things that I find offensive. I just don't don't get me wrong, just to make it clear. Anyone who's on that proper neo stuff, you know, if you're trying to pretend Elon Musk didn't do all of that, if you come to me with that, it's an issue. If you come down my road on any of that rhetoric, like I'm cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying people who just say clumsy things and do clumsy things, what am I
You
gonna
know,
do,
but you
bro?
know why? Wait, so like there's a reason why I push back against a lot of people in South Korea because like it has huge influence from America, right? Like you can even see like just like looking just like observing how politics are done there. Like the ousted President Yoon when he got out of court they flew like the ROK flags, right? But they also flew like the American flags with it. So like you can see how much of like an influence America has and like how much of like white supremacy type of rhetoric that they have inputted into Korea. Uh yeah, so that's why like it's important to like battle against those systemic issues that has been plaguing them and ruining our image. And so like yeah, it's definitely like they shouldn't not like go against it and how people are like talking. Like there's a reason why they are the way they are because of like colonialism, imperialism from the United States. Like
Yeah, and as well to give, and again to give a bit like, you get me. Bro. I know you people might think, oh, you're just defending everything the Koreans do. I'm not, bro. It's just I've just spent time there. Like, I genuinely have a lot of affection and closeness, and I have people who I consider my family from there. Like, I'm not trying to say that makes me blind to where people are, but at the same time, I can slightly see it from man's mentality a bit. Like the Korean mentality is slightly like it's influenced me in some way. And so what I'm saying is this is like, yeah, they were imperialized by America, but then it's not just America, bruv. Man had to deal with the Japanese and da. If I was Korean, I might have a bit of a distrust of outsiders as well to an extent. Like I'm not trying to normalize everything, but like I don't know, man. Like, get in the military, careful of these outsiders. I get it. History's not been nice. You know what I mean? History's been complicated. A bit of a like apprehension of outsiders, but I do get what you're saying though. Is like the American influence is big though, right? The
oh
American
yeah, I can
influence
see
is
it
big
every
in Korea.
single day. Like, have you watched like KBS News? Like they glaze over like fucking America. They glaze for America, dude. Come on.
Yeah, they do. They do. They do. You're right.
Come
You
on
are right.
now.
You're not wrong. 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 But at the same time, it's about proxy wars, isn't it? So
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's okay. So in the same way that like so the way that played out in Korea, right? Is that, so obviously you had the North who got taken in by Chinese, whatever, went that way, and then the thing went the other way.
No, the Soviets came
Oh,
in.
sorry. I'm correct. The Soviets, but either way, they went towards. I'm not sure if I can even say that C word on here, but you know what I mean, yeah.
The
Like,
C word.
yeah,
Uh,
the com.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say, what I can't say, but that one, yeah. But what I was gonna say is, so again, if I was to go to Jamaica, yeah, we in the 80s, a lot of people don't know that we had a nigh on civil war, because the CIA literally came and like one side was more going towards Cuba, Norman Manley, and a lot of America were like, no, we're not having another Cuba on our doorstep. I don't know what you're doing. So they came in and they flooded uh, they flooded the island with things, and Edward Siaga ended up with a lot of them, and it got pretty. Our electoral cycle was pretty quite dangerous and quite volatile. It stayed there, and I guess what I'm trying to say, and I believe it also happened in other parts of Central America. I'm sure someone else can tell me. I don't want to say Panama, but there's other places definitely where it was like one side was pulled towards one ideology, and the other side was pulled towards capitalism. So it's not like that's not a uniquely Korean phenomenon. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Do you know why, like, how like communism rose about in Korea?
No, I
Do you know
don't.
why
No,
it
I
came out?
don't. I don't. I like more context. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the Japanese, like the colonialism from the Japanese Empire had like a huge influence, subjugating people of Korea for many decades, putting them in poverty. There was like forced famines there, uh, and they were trying to get a lot of women from Korea to be comfort women for the Japanese Imperial
Oh,
Army.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, so like the
I know.
communists, yeah, the communists like Kim Il-sung, like worked with other people to create this group of people that were to train with each other to go against I guess like go against the Japanese Imperial Army, like the Empire, and liberate the Korean Peninsula from Japan. And so like that's where it came about. Like there's like this huge misconception that like the people of North Korea hate South Korea because they're South Koreans. Like no, they hate them because they see what they saw during the Japanese Imperial occupation. And so like with the Americans and the influence in South Korea, so like that's why like um yeah, well that is like the summarized version of why how communism rose about in there. And they got some help from like of course the Soviets during that time, and Mao Zedong as well.
Here's
But
an interesting question about trying to sway it. Is do you think that like do you think that this ever going that North and South will unite? Like
uh
within your lifetime?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Uh,
I
listen,
don't.
I mean, it's they don't hate again. They don't really like hate each other. You see during like the Olympics, where some of the Olympics, like the Winter Olympics, they had a unified women's hockey team under one flag. It was like it wasn't either. It was of the Korean Peninsula, and that's the flag that they played under uh, from both sides of the the DMZ zone, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Even though the women's hockey team did get rocked, essentially, for lack of a better term, it was like more of like to show that like yeah, we do get along. We just
I
have some
went to that Winter
disagreements.
Olympics, by the way. I was there. Not to that
Yeah,
particular event, but I did go. And
yeah.
I think I was like one of the some watching some don do crazy tricks. I remember that. But like what I was gonna say is like so what from my conversations I've had with my South Korean friends, obviously, is they've based their attitude is like when I've kind of asked them like, how would you feel about reunification or whatever, their attitude has tended to be like, bro, we're so advanced, like our infrastructure is so crazy that for us to bring them up to our level, just to a lot of my friends, they're like, my whole life, all I've done is heard people make threats to throw crazy things across the border. Now you want me to spend all, like, you don't even have electricity 24/7. I have no interest. No, innit? Like, it just doesn't interest them.
Yeah.
They're not bothered. They're
It just
really
goes
not
to
bothered.
show how much of an influence America has in terms of like of how Americans in South Korea like with the South Korean government, how much they have influence in terms of like what how they perpetuate like the people of DPRK. Like they are the enemies, right? Like they're
Mm-hmm.
the issues. Like this is why we're here to defend you. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you see interviews with people in the DPRK. They don't like again hate people from South Korea. Like
No,
it's
that's true. That's true. They
misnomer.
don't. That is
They
true.
just hate like they just remind like that they're like you guys are just a puppet of the U.S. government,
Yes.
and
True.
it reminds us when we were like occupied under Japanese imperial rule. And that's why we have such a disdain for the current South Korean government. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it. I do. Yeah, I hear it. And to be fair, in conversations that I've had, because obviously I know people from both sides. Do you know what I mean? I've never been to the north, but I know people who've escaped. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, man. I don't know, like, yeah, yeah. It's interesting. People tell you how they do it. I won't
Like
bore
we
you.
have the same exact language. The only thing separating us is the influence from the West.
For real. Because how long have
Like
you guys been
John,
apart now?
for almost like 100 years.
Yeah.
Well, 80 years.
Yeah, which
I was
is a
just
little
rounding up
while,
years. Yeah.
but it's still like it's a little while, but it's not crazy long. Do you know? Do you kind of know what I mean? Like so. Even if we was to say, I don't know, if we was to say, look at Hong Kong, yeah. Like when the British took Hong Kong, the British took Hong Kong for 100 plus years, or even say, I don't know, because I'm Jamaican, like Jamaicans, how long have we been removed from Africa? I know it's a bit different, but it's been a long time. 8 years, it's not that long in the grand scheme of time. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's not insanely, it's not 200 years. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not. It's yeah, man. I feel you, but regardless, man, I love Korea dearly, man, and I hope to go back soon. Like I love Korea to be
Yeah. We
amazing.
kind we lost Kenzie on
Okay,
the
y'all. This was a nice conversation. I gave y'all the space to have.
sorry. Sorry, Kenzie.
Appreciate
No
you,
problem.
Kobe. Love.
It was yes. Yes?
No, I just said love. Love is in a pre. Love is just. I'm saying
Oh,
thank you,
oh,
love,
okay, okay,
like
okay, got it,
love.
got it. I didn't hear the first part. You cut out for me. That's why I just heard the Kobe part.
No.
But yeah, thank you, for hold on for doing that. I'm probably gonna restart and come back with like a feminist live where
Cool, man.
Okay.
if not, then probably gonna do more of a chill live actually.
Oh, homie.
Cool.
I
Yeah, it
dropped
was
you a
really
follow
nice.
anyway. I never seen
Let's
you before.
go.
Yeah, nice one.
What did you say?
I said I've never seen you before, so I just dropped you a live. I dropped you a
Oh,
like. I dropped you
thank
a
you. I
follow. Yeah.
appreciate you. Yeah, I've started going live more now, but yeah, thank you for coming up and sharing your experiences. It was cool that you were in Seoul as well. I don't meet a lot of people who were in Seoul. Where are you original? Like where are your roots?
Jamaica. I
Oh,
thought you
okay,
heard me
cool.
say it. Spoke about Jamaica loads of time. I'm like, we're obnoxiously, I'm Jamaican. Yeah, I'm Jamaican. But I'm
Okay.
born in the UK. What about you?
Eritrean, but Afro-German.
Yeah. Okay, so you're East African.
East African and in German, yeah.
Yo, I used to live in Germany too.
Oh, that's cool. Where?
Berlin.
Oh, yeah, Berlin is
I
nice.
lived in Wedding and Schöneberg.
Okay. That's nice. Well, Thank you for coming up. I
Yes,
appreciate you.
Kobe, nice one.
Yeah, have a nice evening. Okay, y'all. By the way, my YouTube channel has been published. It's in my link tree. If anyone wants to see the debate with Lonerbox, what was I gonna say? Yeah, with Lonerbox, then it's there. YouTube has been published, y'all. I'm gonna probably try to upload further videos there. I don't know who I'm gonna destroy next. But hold on, let's see if Kenzie comes back. If Kenzie comes back, might do that. If not, I might either do like a chill live or just end it actually. I don't know. Also, what's going on in these comments? Oh my god. What is happening? Hello?
Well,
Yeah, what did you disagree with? Did you disagree with the topic?
yeah.
Okay, why did you disagree with it?
Because I think this anybody can say whatever they want. I think there's nothing wrong when people say slurs.
What's your race, first of all?
I'm Asian.
You're what?
I'm Asian.
Asian. Okay. So, why do you think people can use just slurs?
Just because freedom of speech, I don't use them, but I feel like once we start saying, "Hey, you can't say this," then it just gets to a weird position.
Why not? Don't we say that you can't scream fire in like a crowded place?
Yeah, but that's different.
How is that
Is that
different?
not?
You're telling people what to say.
Yeah, if you scream fire when there's not a fire, it's gonna cause a havoc. If somebody calls me a Asian slur, it's all about how I respond. It's not just gonna instantly
No,
cause a
it's
havoc.
about dehumanizing you, so it is causing harm.
No, it's not.
Of course it is. Like slurs
No.
are literally designed to demean, insult, or devalue people based on any like immutable traits. So how is it not meant to demean you when like the very existence of slurs literally is to demean them? I'm confused.
Because there's a difference between, is it legally right? Is it morally right? I think we shouldn't limit anybody from saying anything. Like, you can demean me all you want. That's your opinion. That's your freedom.
Wait, why would you want to live in in a society where it's okay to demean and dehumanize people?
Because that's their right to have those opinions on other people.
You think it's people's rights to dehumanize people?
No, I'm saying it's their right to believe that somebody is a slur.
Do you think it was the Yazid's right to dehumanize Jews in 1930s in Germany? Do you think it was like a
Not
right that should
massacring.
have been
I think
protected?
it's very different to use a word and to massacre people.
No, I'm
Genocide.
not talking about a word.
No, no.
I'm not talking about massacre. I'm talking about specifically dehumanizing them because before they massacred them, they dehumanized them for the longest time. They literally dehumanized them since there was already an active dehumanization campaign, but after especially in the mid 1800s, there was a ramp up of the dehumanization. Oh, I didn't mean to. Sorry, didn't mean to. I only meant to let up Kenzie. There's a ramp up of the dehumanization campaign to justify unaliving them. Do you think that's okay?
Were they dehumanizing them by just saying a word?
By language, yes.
Then yes, if it's just language, it's allowed.
But you know that the language led to massacre, right?
Yes, it can lead to it, but it doesn't mean it will.
No, it can. I'm saying again, language leads to atrocities.
Not in all aspects, not 100% of the time.
What's happening to Hispanic people right now in America?
The laws being enforced upon them.
Yeah, but
Have an example where dehumanizing language didn't lead to some kind of violence?
Yes.
What is
When I
it?
was in middle school, and everybody would call me a CHINK, and I was just like, okay, every
Wait,
day.
that's just an individual anecdote. We're talking about like people as a collective.
Yes, and people as a collective should be allowed to say whatever they want.
You just told Athena that people are dehumanized using language, but that doesn't always lead to violence. Are you just talking on an individual level?
No, in a collective sense.
Then what's the example?
Don't think I can give you one.
I don't accept the argument.
should I give you a
Right, then don't
hint?
accept it. Yeah, go
Should
ahead.
I give you a hint as to why you can't give one?
Yeah.
Because there is none.
Athena ASMR, stop.
Actually,
No.
Kenzie, can you
Okay.
briefly take over? I wanna go get something because I think something arrived in the post right now. So I'm gonna go down and get it.
Can you
So
switch to feminism?
yeah,
I
we'll
don't
switch to
wanna
feminism.
I don't want to do this topic.
Oh, I'll get
Yeah.
out. My bad then.
Do you want to do the body count topic?
Sure.
Hold on. I might need to restart my live though so that people can come in. Hold on. Where was it? Do you know what topic I had before earlier today? It's actually fucking hilarious. If Adam and Eve were from Africa. I didn't even want to talk that. I didn't want to discuss that topic. It was just like this random dude who saw my topic, which was like slur, and they're like, actually, let's talk about Adam and Eve being African. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And he changed the whole conversation to that.
I have read some literature that talks about like our mitochondrial Eve, which is essentially like there is one female species that essentially is the start of all human civilization, and I do believe she was from Africa. Or
Oh.
in that, not from it, but in that region.
Oh. But yeah, I don't know. Do y'all believe high body count should matter for women but not for men?
What is this background? Is this like 1990 PowerPoint?
Ye-
I feel like an alpha bro made it for you. Is that a line of fire?
Yes. Yes.
I just wanted to make
Also,
sure.
yeah, almost kicked you right there. You're lucky that like I love you, girl. That I would have kicked you because that disrespect is crazy.
I mean, it's a critique. I'm sure you don't want to look, what is it, chuggy? Like a chuggy millennial?
Well, what if I am Chuggy?
Oh, okay. Then yeah, on brand.
Per. But yeah, if people disagree with the topic, then come up. يا عبد الستار ما أقدر
Did
اليوم
you
ما
unmod
حطلع.
me?
No, I didn't.
I don't think I can add anyone.
You're still mod. يا عبد الستار أنا ما حطلع ناس للمداعمات اليوم آسفة. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I should restart actually, cause
Plus there's two in the box. I just can't see
no,
it.
the one person isn't here to debate. To be fair, y'all are disrespectful.
Why is that disrespectful?
Anyway, well, actually, you know what? You're right. It's actually really nice. It's actually a compliment. You know what? I'm restarting the live, y'all,
Okay.
with this topic.